Hello guys, and we move on to the next topic. Okay, so in the previous classes, we have seen composite numbers. I mean, हमने numbers को break किया into their constituent prime factors, right? That's exactly what is the process of prime factorization. Okay, you are supposed to break the number into its constituent prime factors. Okay, उसके application जानेंगे अभी हम लोग. The first application is you can basically find out the factors of a given number. Okay, very frankly, you take the number 12. You prime factorize it as 2 square into 3 raised to 1. अब 2 स्क्वायर के फैक्टर्स गाइस क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? 2 स्क्वायर के फैक्टर्स हो सकते हैं 2 raised to 2 itself, 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 0. ओके, यही तीन फैक्टर्स अब 12 के भी होंगे. इज दैट क्लियर? सिमिलरली 3 raised to 1 के फैक्टर्स क्या होंगे? 3 raised to 0 and 3 raised to 1. वापस ये फैक्टर्स अब 12 के भी होंगे, राइट? सो दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वी हैव. नाउ यू कैन कंबाइन देम आल्सो. 3 raised to 0, 2 raised to 0, nothing else, nothing new. 2 raised to 1, 3 raised to 1, 6 देगा. 3 raised to 1, 2 square वापस 12 देगा, likewise. Okay. So comparing the prime factorized form, observing the prime factorized form and analyzing it properly, you can always figure out the factors of a given number. Okay, the very basic application. Okay. Second application is you can find out the number of factors of a given number. Very important thing. So let's take an example of 12. Okay. 12, when you prime factorize, you get 2 square into 3 raised to 1, right? Okay. Now in the powers 2 and 1, just add 1. So 2 square के 2 में अगर हमने 1 ऐड किया, you will get 3. And in 3 raised to 1, जो power 1 है उसमें 1 ऐड किया, you get 1 plus 1, 2. Multiply these two, you get 3 into 2, which is 6. Okay, I'll give one more example right away. So let's say I have a number 40. Okay, now 40 when prime factorized is 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 1. Simply add 1 to these powers. इसमें 1 ऐड किया और इसमें 1 ऐड किया. 3 plus 1 becomes 4. And 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So 4 into 2, exactly 8 factors are there for the number 40. More important application is you can find out the sum of factors also. Like हमने 12 को जैसे expand किया 2 square 3 raised to 1. Okay, we should form a geometric progression GP starting with 2 square. So 2 square, 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 0. Add these three terms. Same way 3 raised to 1 plus 3 raised to 0. Add these two terms. So ये हो जाएगा 7 into 4. This will be 28. So that's how you find the sum of the factors of the number 12. You can cross check by taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12, add them, you get 28. Okay, and the last part here and the most important of these is to find out the least common multiple LCM or the highest common factor HCF. This we'll discuss now separately. Okay, so let's first understand the concept of highest common factor. हमने 12 के बारे में देखा, 2 square 3 raised to 1 prime factorized form. Okay, for the number 18 the prime factorized form is 2 raised to 1 3 square. Record हो रहा है ना? Okay, now we want the highest power of 2 that divides both. Okay, when you talk about the highest power of 2 that divides both, if you select 2 square इसको divide कर लेगा, right? But 2 square इसको divide नहीं कर पाएगा, right? So the highest power you can take common is 2 raised to 1. Okay, likewise you can take the highest power of 3 also as 3 raised to 1. Okay, when you multiply these two you get 6. That is the highest common factor. Okay, this is the very basic approach of prime factorizing the given number and then finding out the highest common factor. Okay, there were also different methods of calculating the highest common factor जो हमने स्कूल में सीखा था. We'll discuss them now one by one. Okay, so if you remember guys, जैसे हम लोग ड्रॉ करते थे 2 6 2 9 then 3 2 3 3 कुछ कॉमन नहीं बचा है. Okay, so this is your highest common factor, 2 into 3. Okay, but again the best possible way to find out the HCF is to know tables guys. मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ tables पढ़ो इसलिए बोलता हूँ. So if you want to find out some of the HCF of the numbers 12 and 18, okay, you just take 6 into 2 as 12 and 6 into 3 as 18. You can directly observe 6 is the HCF, right? It's as simple as that. Okay, so we'll see a question now based on the highest common factor concept. Okay, what is the longest length of the scale that can measure 250 centimeters, 675 centimeters and 75 centimeters? Okay, so you want a number that divides all these three. इसको भी divide करता है, इसको भी divide करता है और इसको भी divide करता है. Okay, so you want a common factor of these three numbers and the question demands the longest length of the scale. So you want a factor which is the highest. So definitely they are asking you the highest common factor. Okay, so if you observe carefully, this is 25 3s are. Okay, ये भी 25 से जाता ही है. I guess 27s are, 2s are 15 and then again 7s are 135. And 25 10s. Okay, तीनों में common क्या आएगा? 25 आएगा, right? So the highest common factor is 25. Okay, let's go on to the next concept now, the least common multiple. Like the more important part here is the least common multiple. Okay, as we prime factorize the numbers 12 and 18 guys, now see we want the multiples of 12 and multiples of 18. So now we want the power of 2 that is representing both the multiples of 12 and 18. So now we'll take the higher power, right? Because 2 raised to 2 12 में भी है, 2 raised to 2 का एक factor 2 raised to 1 18 में भी है, right? So you take the highest power, okay? Similarly for 3 also you take the highest power common, which is 3 square. Multiply these two, you get the least common multiple. Okay. Now we also had the school level method for finding out the LCM, guys. See, I'll just again redo it. So for 12 and 18, okay, as we saw, 6 was the HCF. Okay, so just multiply the remaining part here now. L चाहिए तो ये LCM के लिए L multiply कर दो, 6 into 2 into 3. Okay, so basically यहाँ से LCM का definition भी आपको मालूम पड़ता है. LCM is nothing but common multiplied by the uncommon factors. Okay, that's about it. All right. So we'll take some examples of the LCM now. After this, let's go. Three bells ring at intervals of 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and 7 seconds respectively. If they ring together initially, after how much time would they ring together again? Okay. तो पहला वाला bell जो है, it rings after every 3 seconds, right? So starting में ring हुआ, फिर 3 seconds बाद, फिर 5 seconds, फिर sorry, 3 seconds के बाद again 6 seconds, then 9 seconds, 12 seconds, so on and so forth. Okay. Second bell will ring after every 5 seconds, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, likewise. Okay. And the last bell will ring after every 7 seconds. So 7, 14, 21, likewise. Okay. अब तीनों साथ में कब बजेंगे? तीनों साथ में तब बजेंगे जब the time elapsed और जो time बीता होगा, it will be a multiple of 3, 5 and 7. Okay. Clear? So now you want the least time for them to ring again. You basically take the least common multiple of 3, 5 and 7. Okay. Now guys, remember, whenever the numbers are co-prime means they have nothing in common as such. Okay. So 3, 5 and 7 have nothing in common. Simply multiply them. That is their LCM. 3, 5 is 15, 7 is the 105. So after 105 seconds, the bells will ring together again.